The first thing we do is write the checkout times on the schedule board for the entire day. We write up the dog's name and breed, a little description. Under each, we write B if the dog can start with a bath, R if the dog needs to be rough trimmed by a groomer first. Rufus is getting his nails trimmed, then he'll go off to the tub for his bath. When the dog has had a bath, we cover the B. When the dog's nails have been trimmed, we write an N under his name. The times listed are for dogs which need trimming by a groomer. We'll fill the gaps between those times with dogs that are just bath dogs that can be finished by a bather brusher. Meanwhile, a first-time customer with a Wheaten puppy is having a grooming consultation with a Finnish groomer. Two dogs together from the same family are listed later so they can both be finished for the same checkout time. We'll save that 1 o'clock spot and we'll fill it with a single dog or an easy dog. Sydney's getting her nails trimmed. We open at 8:30 and we tell customers with appointments for the day they need to drop their pets off before 10 a.m. While a new customer signs the release form, Kinsale the Airedale is getting rough trimmed, and Zoe the Wheaten puppy is getting rough groomed with a clipper vac comb attachment for a long fluffy finish. Simba, an easy bath dog, comes in and goes to the first spot because the bathing staff can finish him. He doesn't need to see a Finnish groomer before going home. Special shampoos and other special instructions are noted on the board. If a particular groomer has been requested by the customer, their initial is attached to the dog. This was a slow Saturday in February. There was a winter storm warning and we had had several cancellations. Pegasus the Shih Tzu is also getting a rough trim before she gets her bath. The self-serve tub is ready for the first self-serve dog wash customer. We do sell some retail. We have some toys, some leashes, and a few grooming supplies, as well as some all-natural treats. Behind the barrier, we store the grooming tools for the salon staff. Our receptionist doubles as a fluff dryer between helping customers, answering the phone, and checking out dogs. In the tub room, the nails are being trimmed on a bath dog. Most dogs get a name tag, which will go with them around the salon. K-Bay is waiting for his bath. We put any important information that the staff needs on the board. This information is also put on his name tag to warn everyone who handles him. And Cherokee will also have a leash attached to his collar so we can get him out of the cage safely. Pamuk is a staff dog who spends her day at the salon.
Pamuk. Good girl.
Bathers update the board when they've finished a bath or trimmed a dog's toenails. Dogs continue to arrive and are added to the schedule board. After a rough trim is finished, the R is changed to a B to alert the bathing staff that it's time to give the dog a bath. It's now 9:15 and we've been open for 45 minutes. Here's an alert: don't even try to trim Snicker's nails. We have 3 bathing tubs, 2 large and 1 small. We have 2 Prima bathing systems, 2 high-velocity dryers and the bathing systems and the high-velocity dryers can reach all 3 tubs. Pegasus and K-Bay are getting their baths. You're both hooked into the bottom of the tub. Hooking a grooming collar into the bottom of the tub makes it safer on a small dog's trachea. Some drying is started with contractor blower fans. We don't use any heated cage drying. The high-velocity dryers and all the electrical cords are suspended from the ceiling for safety and convenience. The laundry is endless. Customers still have 40 minutes to arrive. Rufus is getting fluff dried. Leo is ready for his bath. His name tag goes with him. And his collar is hooked into the bottom of the tub. Candy is getting fluff dried. Cat arrives and gets an early spot for a quick turnover so he doesn't have to stay in the shop very long. Rufus is finished being fluff dried and he's ready for his finished trim. He gets a short schnauzer pattern, and at his owner's request he gets a short beard, short eyebrows, and he gets shaved down the center of his nose. I use a 5 skip tooth blade backwards on his back, a 7F on his head, and a 15 on the ears. When we put an X after the breed, that means it's a crossbreed. X means cross. It's a few minutes before 10 o'clock and we get a flurry of late arrivals. We are also expecting several customers who have called to be a little bit later because of the weather. Now Leo is getting fluff dried and Rufus is getting his finishing touches. A simple bath dog arrives and gets squeezed into an early finish spot. K-Bay is getting fluff dried. Ruby, another bath dog, arrives and gets a treat.
Aren't you smart? Good girl.
And then she gets put into an early finish spot. Customers can expect that the last dogs that arrive will be finished in the late afternoon. Rufus and Simba are finished now and ready to go home. They get checked off. Joey starts with a bath and he's only getting an FFF. That means he's getting his feet, face, and fanny trimmed and nothing else. Rufus gets a conditioning spray and a scented bandana. Rufus gets put into a cage in the front room waiting to go home. It's now after the 10 o'clock drop-off time. So we go to the schedule and see who's missing. And we'll make some calls to see if we can still expect them. K-Bay, Leo, and Candy are getting their finish trims. Zoe, the Wheaten puppy, is getting fluff dried. It's 10:20 and we're still waiting for a few late arrivals. The Golden Doodle is getting rough trimmed, the Wheaten puppy is getting fluff dried, K-Bay and Leo are getting finish groomed, Candy, Rufus, and Simba are all finished. One look at the schedule board tells everyone in the shop where each dog is in its grooming process. Finally, the last few scheduled dogs arrive, but we do still have room for a few walk-ins. This is very unusual for a Saturday. On a normal Saturday, we'd go to our waiting list and make some calls if we had a couple spots left. K-Bay and Leo are finished. Kinsale the Airedale is getting fluff dried. The Golden Doodle is still getting roughed. And Sydney the Airedale Cross is getting finished. Rufus, Candy, and K-Bay are waiting to go home.
Candy! Good girl.
Meanwhile, the bathers are hard at work. This is the staff lunchroom. We have a full-size refrigerator and everybody has a designated spot in the fridge which keeps things organized and clean. Microwave, coffee maker. Also, each person has a designated hook and a designated place above it on the shelf for their work jackets and personal belongings. A walk-in nail trim customer has arrived, and our first self-serve dog wash customer has arrived. A walk-in customer, a bath dog, gets added, and it's time to order lunch. The boss buys lunch on Saturdays. Candy's owner shows up, and our first dog goes home. The Golden Doodle is still getting roughed. It's a big job. The Wheaten puppy with a panda trim is happy to be finished and going home. The cat dries in the front room where it's quieter, and Monty waits for his bath. Sonic, the last dog to arrive, gets his rough trim before lunch. This is my workstation. I have a hydraulic table. I've tricked out my supply cabinet with scissor holder and basket on the sides. Baskets hold the sprays, hands-on tools in the drawers. Extra blades are in the red caddy. I have a Dremel and an Andis 2-speed clipper on one side. On the other side I have a clipper vac, which I use with an iVac attached. I also have a stand dryer. I have a Brafora trimmer for close work. stainless steel guard combs. The clipper vac doubles as an HV dryer when needed by removing the eye vac and attaching the gray hose. I also have a phone and a post-it pad for messages. After lunch, almost all the dogs are finished. Even the Golden Doodle's had his bath and he's getting finished. We use the hooks under the dog's name to hang leashes if the customer has left a leash. We try not to take leashes, but we can use the hooks if we need to hang a leash. Looks like we're going to finish early. We only groomed 29 dogs today instead of our usual 35 or 40 that we'd see on a normal Saturday. And we have one last self-serve dog wash customer. All finished and ready to go home, except for one dog